All right, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasharala, getting the course, all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, by Shema Mashah, Malaki Habashah. That's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name's only begotten Son, Habashah. That's Brother Yasharala.
Servant of Yahushua.
Khan, come back to y'all yet another video through the Spirit Pod, Yahweh, by Shema Mashah, Malaki Habashah. All right, to the brother right beside me, my beloved brother. All right, he has the Instagram as well as the YouTube. All right, part of WFI Atlanta, very diligent brother. All right, and happy to have him on here to the Spirit. All right, so all praises to the Most High God. All right, and basically, and also Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes that's celebrating it today, Friday, sundown, Saturday, sundown. To the Spirit, Lord willing, all Israel has a beautiful, beautiful, blessed Shabbat to the Spirit. All right, all praise to the Most High God. So yeah, come without further ado, because Israel be damn, having a low attention span. So we got to get right into the video, all right? So without further ado, we're going to be going into Doomsday in the Bible. So yes, we've been following the series for the past few weeks, going into things that's not really mentioned amongst people, all right, the common people, or topics that a lot of people do know, but they don't actually know that it's actually in the Bible. All right. So Doomsday, yes, Doomsday is in the Bible. All right. And I know I'm not talking about the fictional cartoon character, right? Called and damn Marvel or I don't even know. Right. But when people think of Doomsday, Doomsday, right? You're talking about the damn No, we're not talking about the cartoon character, right? We're talking about Doomsday, the day of doom, as the Bible describes it, right? So let's read real quick, Second Ezra chapter 7. All right, Second Ezra chapter 7, and verse number verse 42. All right, let me see. Salaki. Verse 42. Right.
This book of Second Esdras, chapter 7 and verse 42. Me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak.
Right.
But the day of doom.
But the what?
But the day of doom.
Khan, the day of doom. See that it's literally in the Bible. We're reading the day of doom in the Bible, right? Khan, keep going.
Shall be the end of this time and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past.
Boom, that's a beautiful verse right there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're waiting for. The day of doom is going to be the end of this time, the end of Esau's rule, right? And we can link that exactly up with Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 9, right? Now, we're going to get Second Ezra 6 and 9, but I want to pull up the definition of Doomsday real quick, all right? I'm going to pull up the definition of Doomsday. And it's actually, what's crazy is it's similar to what we just read in the Bible, right? You're going to find that out. It's actually similar. All right. So Doomsday, right? So Doomsday, the last day of the world's existence. You see that? The last day of the world's existence. So Bashma Mashak Yabashah. And remember, it's not talking about, oh no, it's the last day of Earth, and then after that, Earth is just gonna explode. That's not in the Bible. All right. The Lord said that He has given the earth to the children of men. All right. So this earth is not going to pass away. Okay. What I mean by that is that what I mean by saying this earth is not going to pass away is this. Literally, it's not going to damn blow up and then there's a new earth, a literal new earth. You go to Revelation 22 and verse, it's like Revelation 21 and 1, when John said, I saw a new heavens and a new earth. See, it's going to be a new earth, like a little, it's not talking about a literal new earth. Because last time I checked, the Lord made everything in 6 days, right? And then after that, on the 7th, He rested. Am I lying about it, or is that that's correct, right? Gone. So that's the last time I read it. He made everything in the 6 days, and then after that, he stopped. He rested from his labor, right? So the Lord is not going to make a whole new earth. Now He will do as He will, but there's no precept that says that. There's no precept that says that. So this is not going to happen according to prophecy. The earth literally just burning up and it's just gone, or the earth just exploding into pieces, and then everybody on earth is just gone and then that's it, right? That's not in the Bible, right? It says what? But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. It's gonna be the end of this time, right? The end of this world. Now let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9 to kind of get a little bit more deep into that. See what that means, right? Let's start at verse 7, actually. Let's start at verse 6, Bible show.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by
Yeah, because Yahweh Shai is the first and the last. All right. He created everything. He was there in the beginning. He's gonna be there in the end. Right, Khan? You got it.
verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Yeah, Khan. So when is going to be the end of the world? End of this world and the beginning of the world to come. Right? You got it.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, and held first the hill of Esau.
Right, which is symbolic for something. Go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world.
What the Lord say?
For Esau is the end of the world.
Hey, the Lord said Esau is the end of the world, meaning when the world ends, this world ends, this wicked world, right? When this world ends, Esau is going to be the end of it. Esau is going to be on top. He's going to have the fatness of the earth. He's going to be having damn 7 houses, right? He's going to be the one ruling this earth, right? Esau is the end of the world. And Khan, let's keep going.
So like for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
You see that? So after the end of this time, because when we go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 43, it says the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning. So literally, that this or it's like at the end or the doomsday is actually the beginning of Jacob's kingdom. Because when Esau is down, when the Lord destroys Esau's kingdom in this world, right? Then the next world is going to come to pass, which is the world of the Israelite or the world, right, of the new kingdom, right, of New Jerusalem, right, when the Israelites are ruling. It says in the beginning of the immortality for to come, because that's when the Israelites are going to be immortal in immortal bodies. They're not going to worry about damn dying or getting shot by the police, their kids being damn strangled to death or being kidnapped. They're not going to have to worry about that. Says in the beginning of the immortality before to come, where incorruption is past. So we're not going to corrupt anymore. All right. It's going to be that time of immortality, which we yearn for and which we look for. But before we can get that, we have to go through what? The doomsday, right? That doomsday has to come. All right. The end of this time, this world needs to end before Jacob can start. All right. But Khan, you got it, King.
Khan. As the brother said, the day of doom. People think the day of doom. I remember they say it was Planet X or something like that. A big behind planet. It's just spinning out in space, and then it's going to hit the Earth, and everybody's going to die. That's what they think doomsday is, or that the Earth just explode. No, that's madness, man. The day of doom is the end of days, man. What's the end? Esau's rulership. Esau being taken out of his rulership, and who got next? Guess what? The Israelites got next. So it's one rulership of people to the next rulership of people. One age and one era to the next era. All right. I want to get this real quick. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7. So here. And verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, also, thou son of man, thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto the land of Israel, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to the ways, and will recompense upon thee all thy abominations. So the Lord said, the end is come. Again, what's that end? The day of doom, when all hell is breaking loose, ICBM missiles in the sky, right? This America gets destroyed. It's prophesied in the Bible that America will get destroyed, man. I want to touch on all these different things.
Mm-hmm. Con, that's right. That's right. Basically, the time, doomsday is like how the definition says, right? It says the last day of the world's existence. Now, we know that this world is going to pass away, right? I'm going to get a precept on this, right? This world is going to pass away. This earth is going to pass away. And what I mean by that is that, like how we just been saying, right? Esau's kingdom needs to be put down. How is Esau's kingdom going to be put down, though? Right? That's the question. How is this world going to be put down? And for Jacob's to come, because the Lord said that ye shall rebuild the old waste places. That's what the Lord said. You got to rebuild. So what are we rebuilding? If nothing was thrown down or destroyed, this world needs to be destroyed. That means all of Esau's high rises, what's that? The West End, in Atlanta. Everybody's just looking at it, just wondering at it. It's a cylinder in the sky, reaches down to the heavens. Isn't it like a damn needle that goes up from it? It's like an antenna or something like that.
If I'm not mistaken, Con.
Yeah, con. People just like, wow, look at the West End. I want to go there, right? Hey, man, all these high, tall buildings and the cities and all this other stuff, the streets, that's damn trashy as hell and got bumps in it. All this other stuff, it needs to be put down. It needs to be destroyed, like literally destroyed. And that's what the Lord said, right? But let's go to the book of First Peter. All right, First Peter chapter 1 and verse number 24. Right, Slakia. Actually, I'm gonna go to the one in Matthew. Right, I'm gonna go to the one in Matthew. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24. All right, Matthew chapter 24, verse 35. It says, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away." That's what the Lord said. He said, "This earth is going to pass away. Heaven and earth is going to pass away, but my words are never going to pass away." Right? So, if that's the case, that means that literally, that's a literal. This earth needs to pass away. So all, like how we've been saying, all the high rises needs to be thrown out, because that's what the Lord said. They shall build, but I will throw down. Right? So it needs to be thrown down so that the Israelites can come back and rebuild the waste places, rebuild it and rebuild it even back stronger. The Lord said in Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 12 that the sons of the strangers shall come, right? And rebuild the waste place. It's like it build up it's like it, our gates, of the kingdom. They have to come and build it, But Khan, Shalom Taji Gabar, right? Shalom. Gone. It's like you got it, King.
Con, the precept with that. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. And we all know that. That's 1 Thessalonians 5. The Lord's going to come as a thief when you least expect it.
That's right.
In the which the heavens, now these heavens, you got different heavens. The sky, the firmament is called a heaven. The spiritual world where the Most High God dwells at, that's called the third heavens when you read, I believe it's 2 Corinthians, man. So you have different heavens. What heavens is this? The heavens, because when you live on this earth, a rulership is called a heaven. That's why we're in hell right now. In this captivity, we're in hell. But guess what? The so-called white man, he's in heaven because that's a state of rulership, a state of something, But this is a book of, I'm going to keep going. And it reads, which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So when the Lord comes back, what the brother's saying, the Lord's going to destroy Esau's rulership and going to destroy this place. You can go ahead and say goodbye to the UK. You can forget about America. You see that in the spirit. Forget about America. That Statue of Liberty going to be destroyed, man.
Yeah, that's right.
In the kingdom of heaven, you will not be celebrating at the Statue of Liberty. You got Yasharala trying to call me up, talking about let's keep the new moon at the Statue of Liberty. No, that's not going to be happening, man. Because that's going to be destroyed. But guess what? It tells you that the earth about it forever. So what?
Right.
What earth is going to still? What's like it? What's the heaven again? Esau's rulership. That's the world is talking about. That's a world means age. So you have different ages, different eras. Like it tells you about the ancient world, man. That was a different age, a different era. Esau. That's one age, one era. So when we begin to rule the earth, that's why it says we're the beginning. That's going to be a different age, a different era, man. Right? I want to keep going. It reads, 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? And that conversation, yeah, you can say speaking and stuff like that, but it means your orderly conduct, right? How you
Mhm.
act, how you carry yourself. Verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So,
Right, right.
what did Peter mean by according to his promise? Because remember, Jacob, his promise was to what? Really to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but had the fatness of the earth. Now, do we have the fatness of the earth right now? We getting shot down the streets. You got RIP on people's t-shirts, on a white t-shirt at the funeral. No, we can't even pay your bills. We don't have the fatness of the earth. The so-called white man, he's in heaven. Why do you think the Lord came up with the parable of the rich man Lazarus in Luke 16 and verse 19 on down, man? So this is their world right now. But guess what? It reads, nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So the new heaven is Second Ezra 6 and verse 9 when we come into rulership, man. That's the new rulership. That's the new heaven when the Israelites are in authority. That's the new age, the new world, the new era. Khan, you got it, King.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Con, that's right. I'm gonna get this precept to link up with that. It's the book of First Corinthians, chapter 7. All right, First Corinthians chapter 7 and verse number select verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passes away. So the fashion of the world is gonna pass away. You know what I'm saying? Everything, all the lust that comes with it, all the materialistic things that come with it, all this is going to pass away, man. And the Lord said that He has to make it pass away, right? He has to destroy it, like how the brother brought out beautifully. You know those beautiful precepts. The Lord said He has to melt these elements for fervent heat. You know, and what's going to melt? What's going to melt a car with fervent heat? You know what I'm saying? That could only be a nuke, man. Can only be a missile. You know, ICBM, right? Intercontinental continental ballistic missile, you know, or a nuclear warhead. These kind of things actually have enough power and enough energy and enough heat to literally, you know, demolish a car, you know, because all these, you know, and and that's the slack. That's what the Lord has to do. All right, slack. I'm gonna get this precept as well. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 24. All right, book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse number 1. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Right? So how does the Lord make it? How does the Lord make the earth empty and waste? He has to kill a lot of people. He has to make it literally waste. He has to make it like a wasteland. And that's what America is going to look like after the Lord is done with it, like a wasteland, right? I'm skip down to verse 3. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. So it's going to look desolate. Let's look up that word desolate, man. Sometimes you have to just look up the words to see, you know, get a little visual. What does that word desolate means, man? Or desolate mean? You know? So like, let me share my screen. Let's get a visual of this. Desolate. You know, it's just right, a desolate city. You know, just like, damn, man. Like, it's nothing here. It's no water. It's all torn down. You look to and fro. There's no people there. You know, where's everybody at, bro? Where's everybody? You know, if you like kind of like what's that movie? I Am Legend, you know. And America's gonna look more desolate than that when the nukes hit it, of course. But America's gonna look like this. The Lord even said in the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, that it's gonna get so bad to the point where in terms of the desolation, that one man is gonna desire to hear another man's voice, you know. in Second Ezra chapter 16. Right? It's like, let me pull that real quick. It's Second Ezra chapter 16, verse number right? Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. You know, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. So it's going to get really desolate out here. The Lord says he's going to make the earth desolate. All right. And that's coming. That's the day of doom. You know, that's the day of doom. Pecan, you got it, King.
Hey, the brother's touching on the ICBM missiles. Like I said before, the title of the video, you probably don't even know about these things, but the Day of Doom consists of missiles, just all things like World War III, and stuff like that. And when you read in the Bible, it's not going to say ICBM missile. It's not going to say tanks. It's not going to say war helicopters and things of that nature. You have to understand that the Lord, even with the chariots, we said that the Lord speaks in hep talk, parables and things of that. I'm going to get this real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 14. And it reads, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about." So the Lord's telling, who's Babylon? America. These different countries going to team up against America and put themselves round about. You can kind of see that happening right now. You got a lot of people departing away from America, man. You got Russia starting up World War III with Ukraine. China's on Russia's side, man. A lot of people's not, even NATO, they're not really messing with America like that. Because it's prophecy that these other nations are going to burn America up, right? And it reads, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow." Now, is it going to be actual bow and arrows? No. This is hip talk or a similitude to ICBM missiles. Who bends the bow? Iran, they got nuclear missiles, man. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Iran. They even got a city called, is it Nuke City or Nuclear City or something like that, where they have a city just full of ICBM missiles, man, waiting to be used. Russia, he can be bend the bow. These nations all have ICBM missiles. Now, why are they even building these missiles? Why did they have the Cold War? The Cold War, if I'm not mistaken, about when America and Russia, they both was building all these different nuclear missiles, but they didn't use them on one another. Because guess what? I think it's called an arm race. Either the Cold War or arm race, either one of those. But guess what? The Lord is making them make these things for the day of doom, right? To end this world. I'm going to read it again, though. Jeremiah 15, verse 14. "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord." So when all hell break loose, that siren is going off. You see it looks, because when it's in the sky, it's gonna look like star. It's called a star in Matthew 24. Is that actual star? No, it's an ICBM missile. When all these missiles are coming in the atmosphere of Babylon the Great, which is America, it's gonna look like arrows. But is it actual arrows? No. It's ICBM missiles that are gonna burn America up, man. So that's the day of doom, right? That's why they have all these bunkers, all these sheds. Because every time you hear that word, doomsday, that's what they call. They have things called the doomsday bunkers, man. Because they had this little piece of wood on the ground. You can just open up and hop right in. But now these elites, these higher officials, they have big bunkers in the ground. You can live there for the rest of your life, man. Why? Because they know the truth. They know about doomsday, man. They know what's gonna happen. They know their latter end. Their latter ends get destroyed, man, with fire. So don't think because they're building these bunkers, they're just doing it off the free will. They're just doing it to have bigger ideas or something like that. No, they know about doomsday, man.
Yeah, they're gonna think it's like damn Fallout out here, man. Right? Been living under the damn ground for hundreds of years. You know, that's what Fallout is about. You go down underground and there's thriving communities down there after a damn nuclear war and for hundreds of years, then finally come back up, to the surface. And it's like, damn, you actually see the sun. It's all desolate out here. You fighting monsters because of the radiation. That's what Fallout is about, bro. Now that's a cool game, but we're not here to talk about that, right? People are going to think it's like it that the world's going to continue like Fallout. Did the Lord say that, bro? Did the Lord say that these people that build the underground bunkers, they're going to survive and they're going to see my salvation, right? The Lord never said that, man. It's like, did you bring out Second Ezra's 6:25? Okay, come on, I'm gonna bring that out real quick. All right, Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 25. All right. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse number I'm starting verse 23, right? It says, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies." So that time is coming, man. Right? The day of doom, right? The day of doom is like, I'm gonna look up what they had to say about the word doom, right? Can't make this up. Right? Can't make this up. I'm gonna share my screen, right? It says what? It's lucky. Doom, right? Death. Hey, that's the first part of the definition. Death, destruction, or some other terrible fate. You know? Destruction, downfall, annihilation. All that. It's lucky. All that is coming to America. All that is coming to Babylon. You know, all these heathenistic nations. You know, death, destruction, and or some other terrible fate is coming. Right? Those are really good words to describe it. Condemned to certain destruction or death, caused to have an unfortunate and inescapable outcome. Right? Doom. Christian belief, the last judgment, which is, kind of, which it is. Well, we're reading it right now. Right? But yeah, but it says death, destruction, or some other terrible fate, man. You know, and that's playing upon tables, bro. Right? But it says, at that time shall friends fight one against it like enemies. That neighbor you thought you was cool with, bro, because you gave him sugar last week and he gave you some damn lemons because you was trying to make some lemon cake and you ran out of lemons. So you went over to his house and was like, hey, you got some lemons? I know you have a lemon tree, right? Or better yet, what's Georgia known for for peaches or something like that? Okay, come on, yeah, the peach state. Yeah, I know you got hella peaches back there, so trying to slide me some. Oh yeah, I got you. Gives you like a whole bucket. Keep the bucket. You know, all that stuff, bruh. The Lord said, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. You guys are gonna be fighting each other in the streets, and that's not that stuff is coming, bro. Right? It says what? And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Right? And people's gonna be afraid. Because the day of the Lord is not a day of joyfulness, gladness, people holding hands, sing, hollering, and dancing, all this other stuff. This vainly there's a new trend on that's going around in the internet. I don't know if brother saw it. It's a new trend, right? Basically, these TikTokers, these social media influencers, what they do is they record themselves committing acts of kindness, basically. It's madness. The Lord said, whenever I see it, bro, I just think of Matthew 6. The Lord said, do your alms in secret. But here they are getting hundreds and hundreds and maybe even millions of views, on TikTok, social media, whatever, bro. Doing these acts of kindness, paying for people's food, then they're like, have a nice day, this walk off. It's all on camera, bro. You posting it, bro. Or giving people giving people damn clothing. They kind of recording it. Yeah, here you go. Yeah. Don't mention it. You're recording, bro. What are you doing? Right? But all that stuff, it's fake. It's just for the fame. You think they really care about you, bro? Right? And all the and you think these same type of like feignedly nice people, they're gonna have that same type of affection for you that when the day of all hell breaking loose and they can't get any food. They're hungry as hell. You're hungry as hell. They're hungry as hell. So that means that there's going to be some tension, all right? So all that stuff is going to come to an end, right? It says, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, meaning the fame of the word, all right? And in 3 hours they shall not run. So like getting to the point, Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, right? And see my salvation in the end of your world. You see that? So that's what we want to see. The man that is diligent, keeping the commandments, keep the faith, right? He's enduring, he's praying, fasting, studying, he's doing all that he can to serve the Lord. The Lord said that whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee, he's going to escape. He's going to escape all the perils and see my salvation in the end of your world. He's going to literally see the end of the world. He's going to see the end and fall of America. You know, but Khan, you got it, okay?
Kind of precept to line me back with that is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12, and it reads, iniquity, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So that your lover, whoever you love so much that you hold so dear unto you, whether it be your dad, your mom, sisters, brothers, cousin, whoever it is, your nephew, man, your uncle, whoever it is, guess what? It says the love of many shall wax cold in that day. You won't be hugging everybody that you see. Other brothers, everybody, I never seen that trend. I don't really be on social media like that, but I can already picture it. I'm already getting angry just thinking about it. What's it called? They just giving alms. I guess you can say alms.
Yeah.
Taking a video and posting on Snapchat, man.
Yep.
Posting on Instagram and stuff like that. Like you said, have a nice day. And now they think they done something special. But guess what? The Lord's not seeing that, man. But guess what? When all hell break loose, they won't be on Snapchat taking a video and giving their arms to somebody. Guess what? They're gonna be snatching people up, snatching the same food that he gave, as he or she gave to the homeless. Guess what? He might be snatching that thing right back in that day, man. Right? I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna read the log here, but that's it on. I'm gonna get this other precept. Look at second chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 18, and it reads, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and it's like the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." So right now, everybody looks comfortable. You can go to work, come out, get off of work, you can get back home. You can just kick it back, chill in your bed, chill on the couch, play your little video games, watch a new movie, binge watch Netflix. You can do whatever you want to do. You can go out to eat, man. But in these last days, the day of doom, all hell breaking loose in Jacob's trouble, you won't be able to do that. Because why? It says, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A lot of people gonna be afraid. You might have that one the one neighbor that you always invite to the barbecue. Guess what? They might come, they knocking at your door, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you might not open it out from them, man, because it tells you that the love of many shall wax cold. You might not open it up for them. Guess what? Then they start banging on it. You still not. Hey, guess what? You have a gun at the door just in case they bust in. And guess what? They bust in. You might shoot him. He might manpower you. Guess what? They want that food in there though. At the end of the day, I'm gonna keep going. Second Esdras 15 and verse 19, and it reads, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So it says for the lack of bread, man. In the day of famine, everybody's going to be acting different. When they have that commercial, you're not you when you're hungry or something like that. They even have that term hangry. When you hangry, especially people in America, you hangry, you haven't eaten in 4 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, wherever the case may be. Guess what? You always upset. You fight. You're throwing temper tantrums. You're doing all these different things. So how much more when you haven't eaten in 2 days? Guess what? If you
Mm-hmm.
have a loaf of bread, if you have especially some meat, and if you have chicken in that day, what you think is going to happen unto you, man? You have a whole tray or bag of chicken. Guess what? Those people are going to kill you for it, man. It's either you going to kill or be killed for that thing. And it's man versus man in that day, man. So a lot of trouble is going to come on earth. That's why it says, and for a great tribulation, man. Because you got it.
Yeah, Khan, that's right. That's exactly right, man. Everything that the brother was saying is spot on, man. Because all that stuff is coming to the earth, and that all is inclusive to the day of doom. Remember, all this prophecy that the Lord has in store, like Second Ezra 15, Second Ezra 16, that deals with the end of the world. When we talk about the end of the world, it's not just one day. All right, stop just thinking that it's just going to be one day, all in one, just one day, 24 hours. All these prophecies couldn't pass. Now the Lord No, he can do what he wants. Not saying that the Lord can't do that. But what we're saying is, it's not just one day, not just one day. The Lord says the day of doom, right? The day of doom. Yes, he says the day of doom. But remember, it's not just one day and then just after this day, and then all of a sudden the kingdom is here, right? Nah, you know, the Lord's not saying that, man. It's over the accumulation of these prophecies. Does it come? Does the end come? And the end is made manifest. I'm gonna get the precept, right? Because who knows how long Jacob's trouble is going to last, man? You can't put a timeline on Jacob's trouble. You can't say it's going to last indefinitely. I just know it's going to last just for 5 years. Brother, what precept? Where are you pulling that from? It's because, brother, I don't know. I just know. All right. But Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1, right? It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the heights will begin to visit the world which he made. So during the day of doom, that's the Lord visiting the earth. You always talk about the day of the Lord, the day of the Lord. That's when the Lord comes back. All right. But within the day of the Lord, you have a lot of events that's going to transpire, basically, that lead up to the day of the Lord. Because, all this stuff, that's why you have to go deep into, that's why you got to measure the time diligently, as the Lord said. You have to measure it diligently. You have to be a master within this. You have to be meditating the prophecies. It says wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world. So those are some of the signs. It's what's going to happen. And what has been happening. Earthquakes and upwards of the people. You have upwards of the people. You have what's that protest in Sri Lanka or something like that, right? Salaki. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull it up real quick. Sri Lanka. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up. All right. Share my screen. Hey, man. All this stuff is coming to pass. Right. That's the upward of people. Look how many people that is, bro. I heard that the Philippines, they're protesting against the people, against their president, and their government, etc. So there's a lot of upwards and it's like upwards of the people in the world, and there's a lot of earthquakes as well. That the news doesn't go just because you don't see it on Fox News doesn't mean that it's not happening, bro. It does not mean that. What's lucky? It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is made, it's like it is manifest, even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings and the wonders and powerful works and effects. It's like endings and effects and signs. You see that? So all that is in the world have a beginning and an end. That's why when we think about the kingdom, it's a concept that is foreign to us, because we think of the kingdom. The Lord says that the saints shall take the kingdom and they shall possess the kingdom forever and ever, even unto forever. Roughly paraphrasing. Now, what do we know in this life that lasts forever? Like literally forever, all eternity. I can only name about like two things. The infinity, like, in math, you study math, infinity, and also the number pi, right? Jake getting pi, 3.14, this, that, and hey, we're not, not going to dabble into that. But hey, these, certain things like that, it doesn't end. That's why it's so hard to grasp like things that don't end, because everything in this world has an end. We just know it has a beginning and an end. Your life, beginning and an end. You know, a flower, a beginning and an end. Everything that we touch, can see, smell, damn, look at, always has an end and a beginning. It's like a beginning and an end. And it's like with this kingdom as well. Esau's kingdom has a beginning and it has an end. And that end is going to come, right? And that's that doomsday, man. When Esau falls, when these heathen fall, and Jacob arises. That's that doomsday, right? But Khan, you got a king.
Con, you got a precept. I got two precepts to touch on what you're saying. Like, you can't count infinity, man. You know, that's why, like your brother says, a hard concept to even imagine living forever. You only been living for however old or young you are. You know, people think, yeah, I'm 30 years old, man. I'm getting old. It's only 30 years compared to infinity. That's not even a drop, man. That's nothing. So imagine living forever and not even dying, man. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 10, and it reads, "As a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sun, so are 1,000 years to the days of eternity," man. So as a drop of water in the ocean, that little drop of water, that's very, very small compared to the whole body of the ocean. You put that one drop in the ocean, it's not going to do nothing to the ocean, man. Same thing to a 1,000 years to eternity. I mean, what is 1,000? People think, yeah, 1,000 years, that's long, man. But that's nothing compared to eternity, man. Because the
Right,
kingdom of heaven, guess what? Our kingdom won't have no end. There's no end to the kingdom of heaven, man. But this kingdom, there's an end. All right, let me get this real quick.
right,
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 9. And I'm going to start at verse 34. And it reads, "And lo, it is a custom when the ground hath received seed, or the sea a ship, or any vessel meat or drink, that that being perished wherein it was sown or cast into." Right. So if that ship was cast into the sea, guess what? It had a beginning when it was made, but it also has an end where it will never be used ever again, man. The Titanic. Look what happened. The Titanic was once here, now it's gone, man. That meat you just got done eating, guess what? You ate the meat. Guess what? Now it's gone. It's in a drought, man. Right? So everything has a beginning and an end. I'm gonna keep going. Salakia. That thing also which was sown or cast therein or received doth perish and remaineth not with us. You see that? So what the brother was saying, this kingdom, it has a beginning, it has an end. The Greeks, I'm Salakia. They had the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans. They all had the beginning. They also have an ending. Even Solomon, he said he knew the beginning, the ending, and the beginning, midst of time, or the beginning, the ending, and the midst of times. Paraphrasing, huh? So he knew about these different times. Let me get this real quick. And Wisdom of Solomon. This is the Wisdom of Solomon. Bear with me. Right here. May not be able to find it. If not, then it's straight. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. And I'm going to start at verse 17. And it reads, "For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are namely." So Solomon had a lot of a lot of wisdom. And it reads, "To know how the world was made and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of the time." So Solomon knew the beginning. He knew about the time of Adam. He knew how the world was made. In 6 days the Lord rested. He knew about the beginning. He also knew about the ending, when Esau gets destroyed and his rulership ends. And it says, "in midst of the time." So even Solomon, he knew about the Middle Ages, man. He knew about the midst of times when the Roman Empire collapsed, so-called which is so-called Moorish rule during the Dark Ages. He knew about the middle of times. It reads, "the alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons." So I brought that out to show you that everything has a beginning. Even Solomon knew this. Everything has a beginning and it has an end. But guess what? The kingdom of heaven is without end. I'm gonna get this real quick too. Let the brother get back. And Daniel, right? Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. And it reads, "And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, What's that kingdom being set up? The kingdom of heaven, where the Israelites will rule, right, with the Messiah. And it reads, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So the Lord, because you had the Egyptians, they had their kingdom. Guess what? They're in the dust. The Assyrians had their kingdom. They're in the ground. What's called the Babylonians had their kingdom. They're 10 feet under, man. The Persians, guess what? You forgot about them. No one really talks about the Persian and Medes like that, man. You have the Greeks, the Romans, they all ruled, but guess what? They also had an ending. Even America had their beginning, they're going to have their ending. That's going to be the last of Esau's rulership. It tells you in Second Esdras, when you read Daniel chapter 7, Daniel 7 and Second Esdras chapter 11 and chapter 12 goes hand in hand. There's four beasts, which are the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans, right? Esdras chapter 11 and verse 40, and it reads, I'll start at verse 30. Second Esdras chapter 11 and verse 39, and it reads, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? You see that? So again, you had the Babylonians, they ruled. The Persians, they ruled. The Greeks, even the Romans back then, the ancient Rome, they all ruled, but they had their end. Now, America is an extension of Rome, of the fourth beast, but guess what? They're going to have their ending. I'm going to keep reading verse 40. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time doeth he upon the earth with deceit. It even tells you in First Maccabees chapter 1, ever since the Greeks came into power, the so-called white men came into power, wickedness or evils were multiplied, man. So they came into power, but guess what? They're going to be taken out of power by who? The Most High God, by Hashem, or in the name of Yahweh Shah, man. But Khan, you got it, King. Unless you want me to keep going.
No, Khan. No, hey, that's all cool. That's all cool. Just like how the brother was bringing out and Slacky, man. I don't Satan, he come in messing with the Wi-Fi and now I look like a damn Roblox character, man. I don't care. I don't care. You can bring me down to damn 2 pixels, you know, shaking the head in low quality through the spirit. All right, but kind of like how the brother was just going, you know, he was just going through the spirit, all praise. I just want to put out that he made a lot of good points. You know, the kingdoms, they have endings, man, right? And the kingdoms get translated as well, you know, just like how he was demonstrated. Kingdoms get translated as well. So like, you know, that's with us as well. The Lord said, Slack, did you pull Revelation 11? Okay, come on. Let me just pull this real quick. Because that day of doom, what that brings forth is the end of Esau's kingdom and the end of these heathenistic kind of rulership, but the rulership of Mahashiach Yahabashan, all righteousness, right? Revelation chapter 11 verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. You see that? So the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of Mahashiach Yahushua and the Most High God. Because that's what's going to happen. That translation, right? I'm going to get this precept real quick. Revelation chapter 21, right? Revelation 21 and verse 23. It says, and the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. Meaning the nations that are the nations that are left, all right? Because the Lord said that the nation and kingdom that shall not serve thee shall utterly perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. In Isaiah 60. So whatever nation or kingdom doesn't serve the Israelites during their reign in the kingdom of heaven, right? That's when Jacob is ruling. Whoever doesn't serve the Israelites is going to be utterly cast down and destroyed. Zechariah chapter 14, I'll tell you that if the family of Egypt go not up, even upon them shall come no rain upon their land. So if you have land, and remember, we're not going to have GMO foods in the kingdom of heaven. I'm gonna ask brother Ahbayah, man. This man, he studies prophecies. He gives his mind to the law. So I'm gonna ask him, right? Ahbayah, do you think in the Lord's kingdom, all right, the kingdom of heaven, ruled in all righteousness and true holiness, all right? Do you think we're going to have GMO foods like GMO corn? You know what I'm saying? GMO vegetables and fruits. Do you think we're going to have that in the kingdom of heaven? Not?
Lie.
La, la. That's off, man. You're not going to have that in the kingdom of heaven. All right. But then you go to the store right now, the GMO corn is perfect. You know what I'm saying? How do you get this corn so big and so perfect, man? You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you pick actual corn, it's non-GMO. It doesn't look like that, man. It has an infirmity here and there, but it's all right. It's natural and it's organic. We go to the store, and Jake, he can only afford the GMO food. Man. You can't go over there to Whole Foods, Sprouts. He doesn't have it like that, right? So he has to go to damn Kroger's, right? He has to go to Kroger's, damn Kmart, what's Food Max, I don't even know, right? Just the kind of low level supermarkets, right? The low level supermarkets that they have in the hood and stuff. That Jake, we have to go there, right? Because we don't have it like that. So but nevertheless, you go to the store, you see the GMO corn, it's all perfect set, and that's not because wow, Esau really doing his thing. Nah, Esau is making that, man, in a damn laboratory, genetically modified. That's why it's so big, so perfect, you know. But in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna have that. It's gonna be perfect. We're not gonna be using GMOs, man. You got the Hamites out there in the suit, right? Spraying everything, spraying the foods, right? Bro, we're not gonna be doing that. But nevertheless, it's gonna go back to kind of the ways that we had before. Because the lifestyle that we lived in ancient Israel, it was the best lifestyle, man. The Lord never ordained us to be living in high rises like Esau, working the 9 to 5 and driving your car to work and stuff like. Where's that in the scriptures? When did Abraham drive to work? Right, and he never did that. Oh, he has to put in gas. How much is gas? Damn, it keep going higher and higher. Abraham wasn't talking about that, bro. He rode a horse, or it's like he rode a mule. He rode an ass. He rode camels, or he walked, man. Or he was in a chariot, right? David, he was on horses, man. He wasn't riding in a car. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't doing these things. So we're not going to be, having cars in the kingdom. Well, the Lord can do what he wants, but the Lord never ordained us, to be doing that, right? So in the kingdom of heaven, going back to the point, if your land does not have rain, you can't go to the other land, be like, hey, can you give us some of your damn, fruits and vegetables? Let's say the land at Ham doesn't have any rain because they didn't come up to the Feast of Tabernacles. So if their land doesn't have rain, hey, they're effed up, for lack of better terms. They messed up, man, because you're not going to be able to grow anything, man. Right? It's not going to have genetically modified stuff. You got to actually grow it with your bare hands, right? So, Salaki, I'm gonna keep Salaki. Kind of long-winded, but I'm gonna read this precept real quick and pass. Revelation 21 and verse 24. And the nations of them which were saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. So the kings of the earth are going to bring their glory and their honor into the kingdom of heaven. What does that mean? What's their glory and their honor? What's a king's honor? What's the glory of a king, right? In his honor. It could be his strength, his might, yeah. Well, what comes with a king? His riches, his gold. That's what he's coming with. And when you go into those words for it, that's what it's going into. Their glory and their honor, talking about their wealth. The Lord said that the forces of the Gentiles shall cover thee. The dromedaries of Media and the Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. Right? That's in Isaiah chapter 60. But Khan, you got it, King.
The brother touched on many points.
Gone.
I'm gonna get Isaiah 14, verse 12, and it reads, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?"
Right.
It's not a demon. It's not Satan. Christians say that he is, or something like that. Lucifer is just a title, which means bright, or something like that. Light bearer, paraphrasing, something like that. So Lucifer just means bright. America. Who's Lucifer? America, man. All these nations, they flock into America. They want the American dream. They want to live with the white picket fence, the pie, and stuff like that in the window. That's not Lucifer right there. Lucifer is just a title. I'm gonna read it again. How art thou fallen from heaven? Now, heaven, people say that he fell from the spiritual realm onto the earth and became a giant, and stuff like that. But that's not the case. Falling from heaven meaning, how did you lose your power seat, man? How did you lose your authority over the earth? Because who's ruling the earth right now? Except you in Job 9 and verse 24. Let's get the classic real quick. This book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. And it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" So it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So who's the wicked? The so-called white man. Who runs the whole earth? All the way from America, all the way to Russia, man. From America to Europe, even in parts of Asia, the so-called white man is ruling for real, man. So the so-called white man, he's ruling the whole earth. Because again, this is his blessing. He's having the fatness of the earth. Though he's ruling the whole world, he has the authority. But guess what? In Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven? Meaning, how did you fall from your rulership? O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You see that? So who's saying that in his heart? The so-called white man. That's why you have all these cameras all around to catch people, man. Because the eyes of the Lord are the angels. The Most High God, he sees everything. But guess what? The so-called white man wants to be like the Most High God. He puts cameras in these secret places just so he can catch you. You probably thought you got away with the crime, but guess what? That camera zoomed in on you. You didn't even know. It was a random camera on an alley, just zoomed in on you. You got caught up and jammed up, man. So the white man, he wants to be like the Most High God. I'm gonna keep going. Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Now, when will this happen? This will happen in the day of doom. The day of doom is the end of this time, man. When the Lord comes and judges earth. When he pushed out, cast the devil out, which is the white man, cast him out his feet, chase him from out the earth, and set up the Israelites in their proper authority. Like the brother said, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. I believe that's Sirach chapter 10. Sirach 10. I'm gonna start. Sirach 10. I'm gonna start at verse 12, and it reads, "The beginning of pride is when one departed from God, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it." Slovakia. That's not it.
Verse 8.
Yeah, verse 8, and it reads, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, man." So by unrighteous dealings, you killing the meek, you afflicting the poor, you just being wicked and stealing all these countries. Guess what? It says unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. At one point in time, Babylon was the hegemony or hegemony, however you want to say it, of the earth at one point, man. Right? Then you had
Yeah,
the Persians, then you had the Greeks, the Romans. Now it's America, man. Chiefly the so-called white man in general. They rule the whole earth, but guess what? They're gonna be brought down low. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna jump down to verse 14, and it reads, "The Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes, and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations, and planted the lowly in their place." Straight like that. I'm gonna keep going. Verse 16, "The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen, and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth." So again, when you read about the day of doom, don't think a bait behind planet is gonna come out of nowhere and touch the earth and destroy the earth. Or the earth, like someone just get that one magic button in their lab or in their laboratory in a basement or something. They just press that button and the whole earth gonna explode. That's not the day of doom. The day of doom is what? The end of Esau's rulership. But
that's right. That's right. Con, and it even tells you that too in Isaiah 14. Because when you go to Isaiah 14 and 16, it says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that it shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet." You see that? So and it's like the real point is verse 16 through 17. Basically, that the kingdom that shook the nations, that shook the kingdoms, the kingdom, the nation that made the earth to tremble. Everybody's going to look at Esau and be like, "Damn, look at you now, man." Just like that song by 50 Cent, you know. I don't know what song it is, but like, "Damn, homie, in high school you was the man, home." Like, like, and he's like, "What the hell happened to you?" Right? Because you have certain people, they floss in high school, did the man in high school, but then after that, they're just nobody, right? Or a certain amount of time, like with Esau, during this time in this world, this is his kingdom, man. Me and the brother was just talking about it. This is his kingdom, bro. He's the one that calls the shots now, right? That the Most High ultimately gives him that power, right? There's no power that Esau doesn't have. It's like there's no power that Esau has that the Lord did not give him. That's John the 18th chapter, right? I believe, right? It's like John 19, right? But nevertheless, right? Esau, he's the one that's calling the shots on the physical level because he has that power from Satan. But when he's put down, right, that day of doom, and after that, everybody's gonna be like, "Damn, look at Esau. He's nothing now, right? He's nothing. He used to be up here. He's nothing. Can't believe we damn all worship you. You're not. Esau really just a base man for real. That's what our Lord said. He has seen what servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon earth, man. In Ecclesiastes the 10th chapter, the 6th verse on down, right? And that's vanity, man. Why the hell is this happening? But that's how the Lord set it up. He set up the base men, all right? And Esau is these base men. Because what? Esau, he can't fight. Esau is weak. Esau is weak not only physically, but mentally. He doesn't have a correct spirit. The spirit that is in him is not upright in him, man. You know? He's wise to do evil. What else about Esau, man? He burns in the sun. Ahbayah, when you go into the sun, do you start peeling, start turning red, start peeling, and does it hurt? Let me see. It doesn't hurt, man. For me, I don't damn peel in the sun. Might get a few bumps, right? But that's it, man. I don't damn start peeling in the sun. That's what Esau. Literally, the sun is against him. You know. He's like a vampire. He's against nature. He's a natural born homosexual, right? You have little homosexuals ruling over you, man. Ruling this whole earth. Homosexuals and pedophiles. These are base men. These are beasts. The Lord said that he that is in honor and understanding not is like the beast that perish. Psalm chapter 49, verse 20. So that's Esau, though. So he's really just nothing. So when the Lord brings him down during the in the day of doom, and rightfully so, hey, that's why in Isaiah 14 the earth breaks forth into a singing, But Khan, you got it, King. Oh, it's luck.
You got
Right.
it.
Okay, Khan. But Khan, I'm gonna get this precept. All right, I'm gonna get this precept real quick. The day of doom. All right. The day of doom. So yeah, all this stuff is going to happen and kind of pass because the day of doom is when Esau's rulership falls down, and all hell breaks loose within that. Let's go to the book. Right. Actually, yeah, I got this precept in Isaiah 19. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and verse number 11. It says, "Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings?" Right? Where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what the Lord of hosts hath purposed upon Egypt. The princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Noph are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. So basically, Esau, nevertheless, Esau is so proud that he would never admit that his kingdom is fallen. But and that reminds me, I did see this video. I'm gonna pull up this clip. All right, I'm gonna pull up this clip because it's interesting. It's interesting because with time comes change, right? With time. So I'm gonna get this clip real quick. I'm gonna see if I can try to. Oh yeah, yep. It's right here. It's right here. Right. All right. So this is it's a OG. Well, it looks like an Edomite. Pretty sure it's an Edomite. But it's an OG Edomite. This is an OG Edomite, and basically his message was that, and he's 100 years old, right? This is recent. This is June 30th, all right, 2022. But it says, we haven't got the country we had when I was raised. And he basically says in this video that it's like it says on his 100th birthday, Marine and World War II veteran Carl Deckle says he loves his country, and that's why he's worried about the future of America. And he starts crying. He's like, man, I don't know what the hell is going on in America nowadays, and he's upset with America now. He's worried about his nation because that's how these, Edomites, these certain these Edomites and the elders, they're scared, man. They're like, damn, right? I'm gonna play the clip, bro. I'm gonna play the clip.
Life. I've had a lot of happiness, smiling, telling everybody that everything was beautiful every day. If I went into my church and didn't say everything was beautiful, they'd think I was sick. And I'm not that way. I mean, I sincerely believe in this old world that everything is beautiful. I mean, if I wake up in the morning and see these plants out here and all those flowers that are in there and the green grass on the ground, that's beautiful.
It's lucky. I just want to say, you see how the elder generation are more in tune with the works of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like they're more in tune with the works of the Lord. They're more in tune with scriptures. Although this is an Edomite, it's just that, we're talking about when we go back in time, people was more in tune with the Bible, man. They were more spiritual. They were more spiritual. Because you even had the time during the time of the pilgrims, you had Edomites all in dresses, bro. You had all the Edomites in dresses. You had the men, trying, damn Edomite men feigning themselves as righteous, but you had that going on. They enforced the laws of the Lord. They enforced certain laws of the Lord, like Exodus 22 and 18. They took that stuff to the heart. Thou should not suffer a wish to live, right? I believe that's Exodus 22 and 18, right? Just to check. Right. Yeah, Con. Exodus 22 and 18, thou shalt not suffer a wish to live. You had that time going on during the what did they call it? I forgot what it's called. But the trials in which they thought these certain women were witches, so they would put them to death, man.
I think it's called.
Oh, you said what?
I think it's called the Solemn Witch Trials.
Oh yeah, Con. The how you spell it?
SALEM Witch Trials, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, Con. Yep. And that's the trick, because I read a book about it too. Con, the water, the Salem witch trials. It says the Salem witch trials were a series of hearings and prosecutions of people accused of witchcraft in the colonial Massachusetts between February 1692 and May 1693. More than 200 people were accused. 30 were found guilty, 19 of whom were executed by hanging. So they got hung. See that? They got hung, man, because they thought that these women were witches. They said, thou shalt not suffer a wish to live. Thou shalt not suffer a wish to live. Put her as a death. So they were actually taking certain laws like that and enforcing it, bro. I read a book about it because, hey, even these Edomites, man, they were praying onto a false god, of course, but they were praying. They were on more fire than certain Israelites. And it's truth, bro. That's why I'm confounded about. You had certain Edomites and nuns, they're constantly praying to Caesar Borgia and on fire for Caesar Borgia, man. They're on fire for Caesar Borgia in prayer night and day, man. I'm like, damn, if they can do that for a false ass idol and the Lord's not even hearing their prayer, how much more us, man? All right, but that's just a side note. That's just a side note. But yeah, going on to that, you can kind of see how these Edomites are a little bit more, or basically the elders, even with our generation too, they were more in tune with the laws of the Lord, but the Lord said, just like how he said, as time increases, iniquity is going to abound, Yeah, point, King.
Kind of got a point on this video. Are you done with that?
No, just a little bit more on that. Just a little bit more.
Okay, you got it.
All right, come on.
And people don't realize what they have. They bitch about it. And then nowadays, I am so upset that the things we did and the things we fought for and the boys that died for it, it's all gone down the drain. Our country's gone to hell in a handbasket. We haven't got the country we had when I was raised. Not at all. Nobody will have the fun I had. Nobody will have the opportunity I had. It's just not the same. That's not what our boys, that's not what they died for. I just
see that.
It's just not it. No, I'm so sorry. I'll be all right. It just takes me time to get over it. I just
look, because this man, he was a World War II veteran. So when he refers to the boys, you're saying that, the boys, we didn't die for this, man. We didn't die for you to be then sitting up here gay as hell. Because you didn't have the same type of gay agenda you had back then. This man was born, if he's 100 years old, that means he was born in 1922. 1922. So that means he was 20 in the year 1942, right? He was 20 years old already. 1942. All right. And if you know about those times, it was bad for Jake, but it was good for Esau. It was good. It was good to be Edomite during that time, man. It was good to be Edomite. Everything was cool. Yeah, you had World War II, but after that, you had the booming era and all this other stuff. You had the roaring 20s, right? So that's why he's saying, like, you didn't have all this madness that you had going on now, you know? And he's just like, damn, bro, I worry about my country, this and the third. He said America is what? Going down in hell in a handbasket, bro. He said this nation's going down in a drain, in a hell, bro. And that's exactly where it's going, bro. Bah, Shimon Mashak Yahushua, man. You know, that's exactly where it's going. Kwame Yasharala, right? That's when we hear the fall of America, we say Kwame Yasharala. Because we know that doomsday needs to come before Israel can arise, man. Bakan, you got it, King. Got a point.
Yeah, I want to get this precept real quick in Psalm 37 and verse 13. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. So the Lord's laughing at him. He's over here crying because his country is not as it was back then. Like the brother said, back then when he was growing up, it was so-called booming because, hey, guess what? We was segregated. The so-called black men was hated, man. The so-called Hispanics and the Americans were hated. Who was basically still in a hardcore slavery, not hardcore slavery, but like bad slavery, man. Getting hung, lynched, all these different things, man. So guess what? He was only saying that because he knew that we didn't have that much freedom. But now he sees that the so-called black man is rising up in manpower, man. And guess what? He sees that his days are coming. But guess what? That woman tried to comfort him. While that was happening, the Most High was laughing at him. Huh? He was laughing, making a mockery out of him. We'll get as well. Job chapter 14 and verse 5. And it reads, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So there's a certain time limit for Esau to rule. And guess what? Esau knows. That's why he has that doomsday clock. You see that? They have that doomsday clock. Yep. I've got the term they use, but guess what? That hand is right next to 12, man. It's almost 12 o'clock. It's almost, I think they use the term midnight. It's almost midnight, and we know at 12 o'clock is what? Noonday. Noonday is symbolic for judgment. Let me get that real quick. This book of Psalm, chapter 37 and verse 6, and it reads, and he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday, man. It's 100 seconds to midnight. At midnight or at noonday is referred to as a judgment in the Bible, man. So they know exactly what's going on. Why do you think, again, they making all these bunkers, man? Why do you think they're trying to prepare and trying to prepare in this thing? Because they know that this kingdom is done for. Even when COVID-19 started blazing around, it tells you that not tells you, but you had a lot of like CEOs like Bill Gates, a lot of people, higher officials, they started pulling out of that of their businesses or something like that because they know that a crash economy, something's about to happen, man. The market going to crash. A lot of these people, these higher officials, they know what's going to happen. That's why they're doing things in secret. But these low-level guys, they don't know what's going on. They're still living their lives like peewees. I'm gonna get this precept real quick.
Yep.
This is Revelation chapter 6. I'm gonna get straight to the point. So Revelation chapter 6 and verse 15. I start at verse this whole chapter is nice. Stay on topic though. Revelation 6 and verse 14. It reads, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. So when the Lord comes back and start destroying these kingdoms, let's see where these rich people going to be at, man. Verse 15, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the chief, it's like and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain. Now, guess what? What's the rocks of the mountain? What's your modern day rocks of the mountain? In these different bunkers, man. They make these high, luxurious bunkers to hide in it because they know when the Lord comes back, it's going to be the day of vengeance, the day of judgment. All right, I'm going to keep going. Verse 16. And we know, I'm going to make a point real quick. Now, we know the Lord's not a liar. So, watch this real quick. It says, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? That's in the Bible. The Lord told you what they're going to be saying. They're going to be saying to the rocks, fall on us, man, because they know who he is. Stop thinking they don't know who he is, man. Stop thinking these elites don't know who Yahweh is. Don't know who God's chosen people are. They know exactly who he is. They know exactly, not exactly, but they know that their kingdom is about to be destroyed. They know the Lord's about to come back for his people. Again, that's why I keep saying that's why they're making all these doomsday bunkers, man. But Con, you got it, King.
Con, that's right. It's like you hear that, bro. Okay, Con, all praise. Basically, it's somebody damn doing. You can't make this up. You literally cannot make this up. All I hear is a damn. I don't know. It could be. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a Hellcat, but some type of car damn doing donuts right outside my house, or like somewhere around my neighborhood. You can't make this up. You know, 10:57 p.m. on the West Coast Friday night. You have our people doing donuts in the street. Hey, right? Why you got brothers in the spirit keeping the Sabbath day? You have our people doing donuts in the street, right? Wasting their gas, right? But you know, that's why we have to do these videos, right? That's why we got to keep going to the spirit, right? But Con, but yeah, Con, that's a good precept that the brother pulled in Revelation 6. I got this precept in Amos. All right, I'm gonna bring this out in Amos chapter 9. Amos chapter 9, verse 1. I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them. And I'll slay the last of them with a sword. He that fleeth to them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth to them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, right? Though they dig into hell. So who's digging into hell? Meaning, it's not talking about, bro. See that? If you're a Christian, this is what you're gonna think hell is, bro. Right? Though they dig into here, so you mean to tell me you can dig into this place? If you dig, you know, just start digging in your backyard. If you get deep enough, then that means you can reach this place. You know. Wow, I've reached this place. Right? That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about the ground. All right. And here's how to know that. It's talking about the ground, right? The Hebrew word is Sheol, right? Sheol, underworld. And they say underworld, right? I mean, when you go into that word underworld, it just means literally under the world, like under the earth. What's so deep about it's just you're under the earth. So if you're underground, you're under the earth, right? Like the surface of it. It's like the surface of it, essentially, right? That's off. That's off, right? It's just talking about the grave, the pit, the ground. All right. So though they dig into the ground, that's what the text is saying. Though they dig into the ground, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. You see that? Because Esau, he also wants to build these spaceships and go into the second heaven and try to reach to the third heaven. And try to break the firmament. According to the Lord, he never even got past the first firmament, man. There's also accounts of somebody trying to break through the firmament and they just fall down to their death. There's an account of that, man. I saw a video, you know. But it says, though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. You know, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. See that? It says, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. And what does that mean, bruh? What is thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them? And yes, in this original context, it's talking about Israel. At the same time, we know that certain verses we can apply also to Esau, right? And the other nations. But it says, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. And this serpent, of course, is double fold. But in the serpent, in terms of Esau, the Lord commanding the serpent to bite Esau, this could be talking about the actual Leviathan, man. You know, because the Lord, he can use Leviathan however he will. Because when you go real quick to the book of 2nd Ezra, that's going to be in the day of doom as well. 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 51. Unto Enoch thou gavest one part which was dried up the third day, that he should dwell in the same part wherein are the 1,000 hills. But unto Leviathan thou gavest the seventh part, namely the moist, and has kept him to be devoured of whom thou wilt and when. So the Leviathan's just waiting on the Lord's command. You know, he's just waiting on the Lord's command. When whoever the Lord wants to eat up, that's who he's gonna eat it up. You know, I'm not saying that this is the only interpretation of this verse, but that could be another spiritual application to it. Thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. So you're going into the depths of the seas. You know, the Lord's going to bring that serpent out and bite you, man. Or it could be the Leviathan. It could be something else, right? But nevertheless, Esau can't escape the judgment from the Lord.
I'm gonna just preach it real quick. And so, the touch up with that, like your brother said, you can't escape the eyes of the Lord. Just because you go deep into the ocean, you might have a bunker, I guess, in the middle of the ocean, because you know they be having those little cribs. You could probably go if you're rich or something like that. It's in the middle of the ocean. It's a glass, I guess, house in the middle of the ocean, under the waters, man, with the bed in there. You can just chill in there. If they have that, how much more? You know what I'm saying? So if they try to do that, you can't hide from the Lord. You know. Let me get this real quick. This book of Psalm, I believe, by 132, 139. Book of Psalms to 139 and verse 7. It reads, whither shall I go from thy spirit, or whither shall I flee from thy presence? So even David saying, hey, where am I going to go? How can I flee from your spirit, or how can I flee from your presence? You cannot run from the Lord. When you're in the bathroom, you're taking a shower, you're singing in the shower, man. You're in the car, you're in the middle of a fight, putting someone in a chokehold, man. The Lord's watching, right there watching you. Everything you're doing, you knocked down the couch like a damn niggard, like a niggard, man. The Lord's watching. When you on fire, you shaking a hand, the Lord's watching, right? You can't run from the Lord. You can't go in the closet and shut your closet door and it's dark, no one's watching you. You doing madness in there, man. The Lord is watching, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep going. Verse 8. If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, though behold, thou art there. So again, you can't hide from the Lord, man. So no matter what the so-called white men try to do, they try to fix their economy, build it up. They try to do this, they try to do that. The Lord's watching, and you can't escape the judgment the Lord has prepared, man. It tells you. Let me get this real quick. Get 2nd Ezra 15. Just because 2nd Ezra, where is it 16 now? I think it's 15 though. God, this book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with clouds of sack and hair, with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. So when destruction is at hand, the Lord always sends up the prophets. It's not a coincidence that Yasharala is out there every weekend shaking a hand, man. It's not a coincidence that the Lord has all these servants in the harvest doing the will of the Most High God, telling people to repent and keep the commandments, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Is that coincidence? The Lord always sent out prophets, like even with Nineveh and Jonah. The Lord sent out Jonah to tell people to repent, man. Right? So
Right.
the Lord always sends servants out of the servants of the Most High God out to tell people to deliver a message saying, if you don't repent, get your life right, you're gonna get destroyed, and all hell gonna break loose. Verse 3: a sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back? So when the Lord sends a sword upon you, you can't turn it back, man. The Lord is not double-minded. He's not gonna say, "Hey, go judge him real quick." Actually, hold on. Should I? I mean, what you think? No. He's guess what? He's not double-minded. If he says something, he mean it. You know. Uh, Verse 4: a fire is set among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire in stubble when they have begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? You see, that's so Esau can't flee from his judgment, man. He has to go through that fire. He has to get judged, and it is what it is. There's a set judgment upon his head all the way from the time of Cain, and you have ears to hear. But come.
Mm-hmm. Con, that's right. That's right, man. All that stuff is coming. And I'm going to say in that same chapter, I'm going to skip down to verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do like when these evils shall come? Behold, famine, plague, and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from the wickedness, or nor be always mindful of the scourges. So even when Esau is put down in a wicked with it, um, they're not going to be mindful of their scourges, man. They're not going to repent, even though the Lord's beating their damn ass, man. They're still not going to repent, right? They're going to refuse to. But nevertheless, all this stuff is going to come though. That day of doom, the end of Esau's kingdom. Remember what? Because what runs Esau's kingdom, bro? Everything is a business with Esau. Everything is a literal business. I think, in fact, I saw an article. Now it could be fake, but it also could be real, right? That it was published in like 1957 or something like that, right? I believe it said on the article. Like, you can look this up for yourself, right? You can fact check and be like, look, it's fake or something like that. But now it said on the article that basically the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, these high elite people that you don't see, but they exist. You don't see them, but they exist. Basically, that they bought America. They bought America because during the 1950s, remember, the dollar bill was stronger. So $1 million back then is worth more now, essentially, right? So if you had billions of dollars back then, you were rich as hell, because there weren't a lot of millionaires back then in 1950s, not like now, right? So it said that he basically bought America, man, from millionaires. These billionaires, these Amalekites, who actually hold the highest power, they're the chief, the synagogue of Satan, the chief house of Satan, Revelation 2:9, right? So they bought America. Everything is a business with them, man. It's all about money and power with Esau, man. That's all that's his love. Did not he name his son Eliphaz, one of the direct sons of Esau? His name is Eliphaz. What does that word Eliphaz mean? Or that name? Eli, or uh basically the Allah, right? Plus the Yah, making it possessive, which means my God, right? Like how the Lord said, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, right? Meaning my God, right? So Eli plus the Faz, meaning fine gold. So literally his name means, combined together, my God is fine gold. Because that's the God of Esau. He loves gold, man. He worships it, bows down to it. He do anything for that money, bro. Because he knows that with money, in this society, in the capitalist society, if you have money, you have power, right? You can tell somebody, go here, go there. You can pay somebody to kill. You can pay somebody to do anything, man, because people love that money. The Lord said what? That the money is what? The root of all evil. So we have these things in fruition, man, right? But so if they bought America, right? We know that money is what runs America, right? Now we know it's through the power of Satan, right? But money is what runs America. If that money is not going through, everything stops in America, bro. If that money is not coming through, everything stops. If that economy crashes, bro, everything is going down the drain. Everything. Because if that economy crashes, you're not going to be able to use your credit card. You shopping at damn Walmart, pushing a basket, right? All of a sudden, the damn economy crashes for good. You're trying to use your debit card, your credit card, says card decline. Wait, what? Nah. Hey, do it again. You swiping it. It's not working, bro. Nobody's just working. Now all hell breaks loose. They say the economy crashed. Here, hey, the dollar bill doesn't work. It's just paper now, bro. And the money that you thought, hey, look, I work. It's like I've been working since January, right? I've been working since January. I have not seen my money. Like, I haven't seen it. It's all in the car. It's all digital. So even to tell me all these hard work hours, sweating, that damn flipping chicken, dealing with customers and dealing with low level damn Edomites yelling at me, damn, washing dishes, washing the damn nasty ass floor, bro. I'm gonna tell you all that labor. I don't even see my money, man. It's all on I just check online. All right, I got paid. What? You think that's gonna matter during all hell breaking loose, bro? When the economy crashes, all that stuff is gonna be deleted. That's crazy. It's not cool. That's crazy, bro. So but that's how it's gonna be. So the economy crashes, right? We know that the Lord is gonna make the economy to crash. Hey, all hell breaks. That's the day of doom. Hey, Doomsday, man. What kind you got it?
Kind of, I know you quoted it. I'm gonna get this real quick. Verse 10, chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Because if you love money, you will do anything for that money. You will sell your soul. You will kill your son. You will give up your son to Molech. You'll give up you do all these different things. You'll betray your own brother, like Judas, man. That love of the money will make you do anything, man. That's why this brother said this whole society is all after money. Right when you wake up, that's the first thing on a lot of people's mind is money. Money. Like you Mr. Krabs, man. like money. Like, that's madness, man. Where's that in the Bible that you have to focus on money? The Lord said, where your heart is, that's where your treasure is as well. Paraphrasing. I'm going to read it again. 1 Timothy chapter 6, and verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Right? Because when all hell break loose, you're not going to have nothing. Like the brother says, it's just going to be a paper bill. Yeah, you might have blue bands, you might have dead presidents, you might have $100 bills, man. But guess what? When all hell break loose, the economy crashes. Jacob's trouble. Yeah, dwell in the wilderness, man. I mean, what's that Benjamin Franklin gonna do for you, man? It's not like you can all anymore and buy whatever you want to do and buy whatever you want to buy. Pay a car note. You can't do that. The economy crashed, man. Look what happened. Was it Canada? They couldn't use their credit card.
Oh yeah, because the damn, what was it, like the power went out, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. And I believe for eyes. Did they know when they woke up that's gonna happen? No. Hey, some people they woke up. Man, let me go ahead and do what I gotta do real quick. Go to the store. Blah 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 blah. Swipe that card. Guess what? What's going on? I got paid. They swiped that card again. It was not going through. Now,
Right.
guess what? I had to put all those stuff. They probably had to put the stuff in customer service, or they might have to go hour by hour to put away all the stuff, and they had to leave that store with no stuff, man. So they wasted gas too, because they couldn't use their they couldn't use their money, man. You know, I'm gonna get this precept real quick. Back in Second Ezra 16, where the brother left off at. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. You see that? So it may come to a point where gas, how much is gas over there?
Over here,
Mm.
it's about my city about 560.
Down 560. Over here is about four, like four, stuff like that. Right? So let's say a gas go back to $2, you know, and people be like, it's back at $2. You know, hey, everybody gonna be acting the fool in that day. You know, hey, prices, meat costs don't cost as much no more, man. Everything
Right.
is everything is back to normal. That peace and safety spirit. But guess what? I'm gonna read it again. Second Ezra 16 verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, make America great again. Oh, we're doing it. You know, oh, hey, I don't know, right? Read. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Camp spirit, man. God. I'm gonna keep going though. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. You see that? So right when you think that everything's going back to normal, you're making good money, you know, you caught up on your bills, you got no stress, making a decent living, so called, that's when all hell gonna break loose. When people think everything is going back to normal, man. That, like I said, that peace and safety spirit. Yay, we're not going into a recession no more. You know, the economy is back on, the market's back up, everything's in Bitcoin, this, that, and the third. But guess what's going to come like a thief in the night? All hell going to break loose. The day of doom is going to be the end of this time. And guess what? World War III going to kick off. And when World War II happened, World War One, that's when the banks is done for, man, because they spend all hey, you got to spend all that money on for war and on stuff like that. But Con, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Con, that's right. That's right. Hey man, that's what we're saying too. The Lord says he's gonna come when you least expect it. You know, when times is bad, yeah, we expect the Lord to come. But the Lord says he's gonna come like a thief. So it could be at a time when, like how the brother said, he brought this out. You know, time was damn, the gas is what? Is this real? 3, you know what I'm saying? A 3, like let's say 350 in California. Hey, that's good, bro. It's like, hey, 350, that's good. You know, the people will be losing their mind if they saw 350. You know, or they saw anything below 2, they'd be losing their mind, bro. You know, in Cali, right? But you know, but let's say they see it like, damn, right? Now, you know, let's say it like how the brother said, there's just suddenly an influx of things. Because the reason why prices is going up, why is prices going up? Because there is not, when you study, you know, the law of supply and demand, there's a more demand than there is a supply. So if people want certain things, there's not enough of it, they're going to increase the price, right? That's the law of economics, right? Supply and demand. So therefore, if there was just an influx of a lot of supply and it meets the demand, that means the prices are going to go low. They're going to go lower again. So let's just say there's just an influx of food just out of nowhere. Satan or it's like Esau tapped in to the damn left hand side and he just made food to appear. I don't know, right? I don't know. I'm just, you know, it's hypothetical, right? Tapping into the spiritual power on the left hand side. He made it to appear. Now all of a sudden things are going down. They think it's so cheap, good upon earth. They think that they're in good case. Boom, that's when the Lord comes back, man. That's when all hell breaks loose. That's when World War III kicks off. Right? Now remember, during the time of war, if we're in a bad economy and war kicks off, you're not going to be in a good case at all. Because one thing about wars, and this is what all my historical or my history teachers had told me, and had told us, that wars are expensive as hell. Wars are expensive. You know how much damn bullets cost, man? They're not cheap, man. These bullets are not made out of plastic, all right? Not made out of some damn paper, all right? These bullets are made out of iron. You know what I'm saying? So it's made out of iron. It has a gold tip, etc. Where are they getting this from? They have to buy it, right? They have to manufacture it, which takes a lot of money, right? It takes a whole lot of money, and not only that, but gas for the tanks and whatnot, the jets, the manufacturing of the missiles, all this stuff costs millions and millions of dollars. And also to fund the soldiers. They have to pay the soldiers. The soldiers not going out of war, running, risking their damn life in some Iran somewhere, and you know what I'm saying? Iran, and they're not getting paid, bro, at all, or getting supported by the government. You think they're gonna go out there? Bro. There's videos of the of people in the army. They're just treating it like it's damn school or something. It's just chilling. It's it. I watched this video. They're asking army soldiers why did they join the army. Hey, Jake just talking about I had nothing else to do, so I just joined the army. You think that brother? You think that brother's gonna put his life on the line, right, for America? Man. These modern day Americans, they don't give a damn about that anymore. You know what I'm saying? They might have give a damn about it in World War II. They don't give a damn about that anymore. They're gonna save their own life, bro. They don't care about that, right? Dying for their country and honor, they don't care about that, man. They said, why did you join the army? Shoot, I don't know. That's literally what they said. I don't know. Just did it. So Esau is going down. All praises, man. Esau is going down, right? All praises on stop. Come on, Yasharala, man. Right? But yeah, con. But I'm gonna get this precept real quick. And even it's like it in that precept in verse 21, that also happened too, because in Babylon the Great already too. I'm led to believe this prophecy is going to keep occurring until the Lord come back, because, and the reason why I say that is because when you look at 2019, things was good, right? The economy was cool. Then you look at 2020, the economy got bad because of so-called, the pestilence, right? But then after that, because there was nobody on the roads, right, during 2020 because of the quarantine, so nobody was really on the road like that. So therefore, there was an influx of gas. There was a lot of more gas, and then the demand for gas just went down because nobody was really getting gas because nobody was outside. So then that's why in 2020, 2021, that's when people started coming out. Quarantine ended, and it was a little more lenient. But you got to get the thing first, though, right? You got to get the thing, right? That was the year of the thing. Everybody getting in their arm, man, right? So that was the year of that. But you had that going on. Then you had a lot more people on the streets and going to and fro, using their cars. And the gas was cheap, though. The gas was actually cheap in 2021, right? Because, and I pulled this precept, I remember that. Because remember, you had that a lot of gas produced in 2020, but nobody was buying it. So they were just storing it up. So the gas prices went down because the supply for gas was up here and the demand was like right here. But all of a sudden, you start having people coming out of their houses, and then you got the demand going up and the supply going down. So therefore, you had it just keeps going up. Then you had the things with Russia and all that. It just kept going up, But during 2021, people was thinking that they were in good case. But after that, evils grew upon the earth. Then you had talks about World War III, et cetera, et cetera. So the Lord's fulfilling prophecy before our eyes, man. But Salaki, real quick, 2nd Ezra 16. I want to get this real quick. 2nd Ezra 16, verse 43. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as though they shall not get no children, and they that marry not as a widowers, and therefore they that labor in vain. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. Right? So the Lord said, they that labor in vain. Not talking about you, mighty men of the Lord. We're not talking about you, mighty women of the Lord. Right? Your labor is not in vain, but their labor is in vain, man. Who's hoarding up these earthly treasures? Who's grinding for the bag, as Jake says. All that stuff is vain. You labor in vain, because all that stuff, like how we're saying, it's just going to pass away. It's not going to matter in the day of all hell breakings. What kind you got to get?
Kind of got one preacher real quick. Like that brother was started talking about, you got random Jake joining the military just to get a Hellcat, just to get his college tuition paid off.
Yeah.
Hey, why are you joining the military? Like he said, I don't know. I just heard I get money from it, man. I'm just living. I had nothing to do it back at home. And some Jake, it was forced to join the military by their parents, man. Either get a job or join the military. They, I don't really like working like that, man. I'll just go to the military. You know how Jake beat, man. That easy that you get paid a lot in the military or something like that. They get a lot of benefits too. So Jake just be in it for the benefit. So when all hell really break loose in the war, really think that Jake gonna be battle hardened. They're gonna be brave in that thing. No, man. They said that this not for me, man. They're gonna run to the hiding spot. They're just gonna chill behind a rock. We got Esau fight for his country, a man of valor. Guess what? Jake is chilling behind a rock. Say, I don't know what I just signed up for, man. Right? They joined. Hey, you got Eve in the military. That's going to weaken your whole military, man. Where's it at that Sarah went out to war with Abraham to go get Lot? And Abigail went out to war. Abigail went out to war with David and with Joab. That did not happen. That's madness, man. Okay. Do you have in the military in the U.S. in these different nations, man? Is that? Let me just get this preacher real quick. This is Daniel chapter 2. I'm gonna start that verse. Let's see. Daniel chapter 2 and verse 42, and it reads, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. So America is partly strong and partly broken. They're strong in this aspect, but this aspect they're weak, man. They're very weak. They're not as strong as ancient Babylon, man. They're not as strong as the Persians, the Medes. They're not as strong as the Greeks. They're not as strong as the ancient Romans. And America is very weak, man. Due to their pride, homosexuality. These people in America is very weak. It even tells you people in America, they're more obese than any other country, man. Yep. So the average American is not in shape to go to war. Back then, it was what's it called? During the ancient of days, in Israel and stuff like that, a lot of men was fit. It was in shape. They didn't really eat. You didn't have McDonald's in the time of Abraham. You didn't have Dairy Queen or joints in the time of Abraham or David, huh? Or you didn't have that. So they was eating fruit. It was eating healthy. But now, guess what? Right when you walk out the neighborhood, you got a whole Waffle House right down the street. Like right when you walk out, you're on the property of Waffle House, like it's your neighbor or something, man. So you go to the fridge in the middle of the night. They have 6 meals, 7 meals a day. So people are out of shape, But it says, keep going. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with merry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. But so this kingdom is partly strong and partly broken, man. Very weak. But king, that's all.
That's right. That's right. So like I want to pull up this it's right here. To the spirit. God's lucky. I just want to put this up real quick before we kind of wind down. Right, hey, this is Russian Army ad versus U.S. Army ad. All right, because compared to these other nations, man, right? That's what we're saying. Babylon. Whether you believe in the Holy Scriptures or not, America's going down, bro. It's going down. Just like how that dude said, right? It's going down the drain. It's going down hell, man. Listen to your elder, Esau. Listen to your elders. It's going down the drain. All right. So.
Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты способен знать себя? Познать границы своих возможностей? К черту границы, а без боя нет победы. Но на самом деле, главный враг – это на чем выследить врага, догнать его, превзойти, стать лучше, чем он.
It begins in California.
So you see how Russia, when they have their ads about the army, it's manly. You don't see no damn women in there, right? Up in there with the men right next to them. He trying to shoot. She talking about some damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just like how brother said, bro. Yeah. That's just off, bro. It's just off. There's no other word to describe it. It's just off, bro. It's just completely out of order. All right. But the Russia, Russia, you're not dealing with homosexuality like how America deals with it. Now, of course, you do have homosexuals in Russia, but I have an eyewitness, somebody that's actually from Russia. Right? He's from there. And he said, if you're outwardly gay in Russia, in the streets of Russia, you get your ass beat up, huh? He said you'll get beat the hell up. That's what he said, bro. And he doesn't like gay people, and he's from Russia. So, hey, eyewitness, right? Eyewitness, all right.
Yeah, with a little girl raised,
and this is America,
by
right?
two moms, and also marched for.
She's raised by two moms, right?
Equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. To marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class, and after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
Yeah, it's not the whole thing, but, it's complete madness, bro. It starts off with an Edomite woman, and she has two moms. The one has a little bit more masculine energy. The other one holds the feminine energy. Completely out of order, complete mad. And they let these kind of people in the army, in the American army. So you really think that Babylon is going to win a damn war against Russia with that kind of damn mindset, attitude, or win a damn war against any nation down there? Right? La. So, America's gonna be destroyed, man. Check out for sure. Right? But gone. But yeah, with that, you had a point of precept about that. All right, gone. So with that, we're about to close out. We're gonna give our closing precepts real quick. But yeah, that's Doomsday in the Bible. But yeah, we're gonna get our closing precepts. All right, first.
I know the brother already brought this one out, but I was going to bring this out too, though. It's 2 Esdras chapter 9 and verse 5, and it reads, "For as all that is made in the world hath it, and the end is manifest." So you have a beginning. When a man is born on earth, that's the beginning. When a man dies, that's his end, man. America was born, right. Rulership. But guess what? It has an ending, man. And the end will be manifest. But let's see how. Verse 6. And it reads, "Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonders, and powerful works, and ending, and effects and signs." So you're going to have certain effects and signs of the ending of Esau. Thermal missiles, man. Chariots appearing, destroying, zapping Esau, man. All hell breaking loose. So just know that you're in the end of the world. Repent and keep the commandments.
Hey, Con, that's right. Plain, man. Simple, man. Cut to the point. I'm gonna get this precept. We're living in the last days, man, and the end of Babylon's coming swiftly. All right. This the book of Revelation, chapter. I'm gonna get this real quick. Revelation chapter 22. And this is how the Lord ends off the scriptures, right? This is how the Lord ends off the scriptures. Revelation chapter 22, verse 20. He which testified these things saith, surely I come quickly. That's that's yeah, Khan. That's right. That's right. Or Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. That's right. But the Lord said, surely I come quickly. That when I first read that, I was like, damn, that's scary as hell, man. The Lord said, I come quickly. Right? It says, Amen. Even so, come, Lord Yahweh. Because the Lord needs to come. The day of the Lord needs to come. Doomsday needs to come before we can get the kingdom of heaven. And we all want the kingdom of heaven, man. That's what we're striving for, man. So we don't have to get vexed by demons anymore, man. I hate when I keep falling. I hate this corruptible flesh. I hate this damn nation. Everything's fake. We're all oppressed, etc., man. Must I need go on? It's 1,000 reasons why we should be damn delivered out of this captivity, right? So the Lord said, surely I come quickly. And the Lord said he's coming quickly. The Most High is not a man that he should lie. All right, neither is he the son of man that he should repent, man. So if he says he's coming quickly, he's coming swiftly. The Lord said, hold that fast what thou hast, that no man hate us like that no man take thy crown. All right. So with that, Kwame Yasharala, all praise to Yahweh, Shema Mashak, Womalaki Abishah. This brother Yasharala.
Serving me Yahweh.
Come back to y'all yet another video through the spirit, power of Yahweh. By Shema Mashak, Womalaki Abishah. Shalom to the brother on the live, and the water for tuning in to all that has been tuning in to the spirit. That again, call on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Kwame Yasharala.
Shalom.